All right, good morning, Wasteland. Mr. G back, bringing y'all some more Crossout. And what do we have today? We have an episode where I read you the patch notes. So what are we talking about today? Raven's Path has finally dropped. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, it means no new toys. However, for new players that aren't veterans and don't have everything already, there's going to be lots of groovy weapons that you're going to be able to craft again. So what are we going to get? Well, you're going to get a special mission called Raven's Path. This is going to count towards your daily challenges. You'll receive a temporary resource. This is called Tailors that you're going to use in crafting new toys. If you have premium subscription, yeah, obviously you're going to get more of these. Now, Tailors are going to be totally useless after this event, so make sure that you use them up in the next couple of weeks. So, new temporary workbench, the Raven Pavilion, where you can craft all of these things you see here, like the Emily, Leech, Median, Spike, Corvo, Arathron, and the Toadfish. Kind of the interesting, unique, Knight Rider-y, shooty weapons that kind of have some interesting projectiles there, as well as the Rift, which I just call it the Gromech module. If you have never heard of Gromech, please go to YouTube and look it up right now. Okay. As well as Power Unit, Argus, Contact 2M, another Gromech unit right there. And gun mount wheels, which are good fun. Gotta love the old good gun mount wheels that'll pass through on those. In addition, you will also be able to manufacture the upgraded versions of all parts mentioned above. So you're going to get the better ones, except for, of course, Rift and Contact, because what's the point there? And all of these relic weapons, you'll be able to make upgraded versions for. So all the relics, those are going to be banged out. You're going to get some Knight Rider cosmetics if you go ahead and grind your way through those. If you're big into Teutonic fleur-de-lis style things, then hey, that's fun for you. During the event, you'll be able to get some medals as well. But let's talk about buffs and nerfs. That's the biggie, other than the fact that you can craft a bunch of stuff for a couple of weeks. Shotgun Spitfire gets a range reduction of essentially 25%, going from 40 meters down to 30 meters. So this is the devs continuing to give shotguns the nerf to encourage people to do other builds. They're like, hey, it's a close-range weapon. It is too good at long distances, so hopefully it'll just work better up close. The median is getting a damage increase of 7%, so a little auto cannon love. So according to their stats, hey, this thing needed some love. The Prosecutor 76mm cannon is getting a blast damage increase of 6%. One of my favorite cannons right there. So if you're into cannons and you're a new player, Prosecutor, if you can learn to aim something without a very many degrees of rotation, give that thing a look. Next up, the Nest rocket launcher gets a big fat boost in damage of 25%. Both Nest and Prosecutor lack the increase in their blast damage, which affected their in combat. So they thought the Nest really needed some love. So if you're a Nest owner right now, now might be a good time to sell those, make a little bit of money as they go up in price, hey, or keep it. The Thresher gets the spread from each shot is lowered by 15%. That's a solid bonus to the Thresher. So players often noted that the weapon didn't have accuracy and the perk didn't work. Hopefully that makes it more functional. The AGS 55 Impulse gets a speed increase of 33%. That's going to make it a lot easier to use at medium range and moving targets, so that's nice. The Yokai, which I thought was useless when I first tried it, gets a bonus of blast damage from 40% to 50% with the perk. Okay. So they say the efficiency of this weapon depends largely on the use of the perk. Yeah, they've really been moving towards focusing everything on these interesting perks of weapons rather than just crafting weapons that are non-gimmicky. But, you know, the game's been around for a while. They're also just filling out all the lines of different weapons, which you can check out in the faction tree. The Shotgun Gremlin is going to, let's see, the duration of the bonus from this perk increased from 5 to 8 seconds. So that's a solid buff there. The perk was hard to use after ramming a target. Well, that's going to make it a little bit easier to use. Shotgun Fafnir gets a damage boost of 5%. Perk reduces spread up to 40% instead of 30%. So double buff. Overall damage buff as well as perk buff. So they thought the Fafnir needed some love. I thought it was a solid line. The Junk Bow Shotgun and the Fafnir, all of those I feel like are solid weapons. So if you're sporting some Fafnirs, lucky you. The Cyclone gets a durability increase of quite a bit, over 100 points of durability, and a mass increase. It's kind of a big, giant autocannon, so Makes sense to make it heavier, but it also makes sense, it's got a huge hitbox to increase the durability. So you can use it a little bit more up close, because let's be honest, it's hard to be a sniper in Crossout. You can cross the map so quickly and there's really nowhere to hide. So yeah, the AC-80 Stillwind gets a damage increase of 9%. So we are continuing to see autocannons get some love. Toadfish, a delay between shots reduced by 1/3 just about. That's going to make it way easier when you do that double tap to hit your target. So I might have to go back, try some more Toadfish builds. The Waltz has a charge time reduction of about 40%, not quite. I'm sorry, 20. I'm tired. 34% from 1 second to 0.66 seconds. Sorry, 1/3. They reduced the charge time by 1/3. Mr. G cannot math at the end of the day, as well as a durability boost. I did hate the Waltz. Maybe I need to give it another try. The Shotgun Hammerfall has a reduced physical model. Well, hopefully that makes it easier to armor and makes the hitbox tinier. And our old friend, the Parser. They better be nerfing it. They're nerfing reload time, yes. Time to fully charge the shot is nerfed by 50%. Time to hold full charge before it shoots reduces from 2 to 1.5 seconds. So they made it harder to use. They did not change anything about the range of the damage, so interesting. The shotgun still shows overestimated efficiency. We'll see how this goes. Interface, boring. Miscellaneous, boring. They put an effect on the yokai hitting. All right, we'll see. All right, guys, that's what's new. That's what's coming down the pipes. Hopefully this lets you have a more informed decision on what you're going to do. Maybe you can listen to this while you're working, like a podcast. I don't know. Soon, though, I'll be back in my studio, back in the USA, so I'll get the green screen and my derpy face back on the screen for those of you that missed it. And as always, be good, stay safe. Mr. G out.